Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel and some more Birthright coverage here for you today. So today we're just taking a quick look ahead at some of the different things we'll be covering over the coming weeks, months, probably years, just with the sheer amount of stuff, honestly, that there is to cover for Birthright. And this is just a small smattering of it. But there are sort of the four major expansions for the setting as far as the different parts of the continent to explore and the different races or different groups of humans predominantly. And so just a little preview of that for you guys today. And for those who are looking to expand maybe their initial purchases and aren't quite sure anymore of what are some ways or other purchases that would be worth making for Birthright. So now again, we're just going to focus on these today. We're not going to get into any of the other products like the player's guides or for the domains, some of the other adventures and stuff like that. That'll be a separate series. So, but we have basically Havens of the Great Bay, which covers the Brecht and a lot of stuff around the sort of northern and central areas of the continent. So very much Germanic setting there. A lot of cool stuff there too for just all the different domains that are in and around there. So a lot of great stuff that are or that will be covered in here. Definitely, we're not showing it here, but also worth having the naval expansion for Birthright at that point, certainly too. It's definitely going to come into play here. Next up, then the Uric Highlands, so sort of the northwestern part of the continent. Again, lots of cool things here. Very much, more of a Viking Nord type setting here. Lots of great, interesting domains, other monsters on chain, stuff like that. And it's a really cool setting in and of itself if you didn't even interact with the classic Anawir setting. So that's just one of the great things about Birthright. There's already so much to cover, and you can have decades of adventures and stuff with just the main core setting, core box for Birthright. But then you start getting into these, and there's just so much more stuff. It's really amazing, and really just a shame that the product run for the series was cut short. For the setting was cut short. I think only like 2 years in or something like that. So really had potential to have just that much more. But anyway, another great one to have. So we got that. Then we kind of go to the eastern part of the continent, Cities of the Sun. So the Kinasi and just everything in and around there. Again, all these settings not only add all the different human domains, but their NPC domains, other monsters, Anshe, just lots of great stuff. Things are just briefly touched on in the core box. So these give you all of their domains. So think very much more like Middle Eastern inspired and influenced. So you have that as well. And then the last one for the Northeast, and it's kind of a shame that they didn't go with like a sort of little mini box like the other three for the Voss. It's a little disappointing. So it is just a book, but it is thicker. But again, I feel like they could have just gone with a box for it. But anyway, Tribes of the Heartless Waste covers the Voss. So again, just epic artwork on all these things. So I mean, if that doesn't really get the adventure juices flowing for any of this stuff, love second ed artwork. So very picky about that. But anyway, the Voss so still covers all the different domains there. Really, of all of them, probably like the least visited as far as just typically what players get into. So, and honestly, some of these are getting harder to find, and unfortunately, a lot of the resellers are just asking for insane prices for some of the stuff. So, I would say, if you're going to get these, make sure it's like an original copy, not some half-ass reprint, and really that it comes with all the original components, which again for the boxes there's lots of extra goodies. This thing too, it'll have a couple different books, new army cards and stuff like that, so make sure all that stuff is complete. A new map and stuff too, much more detailed map. So it's not really worth just getting it for the, well, it is worth it having the book, of course, but you're missing out when you don't have all the other components. But so what I wanted to do with this before because we still have a little bit more to go with the main Anawir, the core box. So that's going to be a little bit still. We're going to try and get that actually close to wrapped up here, maybe in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, just because we have spent now probably close to 3 years covering that stuff. So we really do want to get onto some other things for Birthright, but wanted to give an option here for my patrons. We did launch Patreon, so do check that out. But one of the perks that we're going to have there is there'll be some early release stuff for Birthright and some special long form videos that'll be on there covering some other things for the setting. And again, a lot of that will be early release, so you'll get a chance to see that a good maybe 2-3 weeks before regular channel viewers on on YouTube, but also, again, there'll be some special perks that go along with those who are interested in the Birthright coverage and other settings that we'll eventually get into. Still want to get to Second Ed Ravenloft at some point, but want to give people a chance to vote on which of these areas we should visit next. So, and again, the poll's already up on our Patreon, so you do have to, if you want to say on that, do join. Again, we'll put a link in the description too for the video. But again, should we go into Tribes of the Heartless Wastes next? Cities of the Sun, Uric Highlands, and Havens of the Great Bay. So you got 4 choices there. Again, poll's already up, so check us out on our Patreon there, guys. That certainly helps support us and keeps the motivation up and keeps the channel growing, and a chance for people who, if they want to, show a little love for the channel. So go check that out. But at some point these will be coming anyway, but again, give you a chance to vote on where we focus our attention first. And again, there'll be some extra perks for our patrons as far as some of the content that will be available sooner, and in a few cases some things that will be Patreon exclusive. So so check that out for us, guys. Let us know, and feel free to drop comments, like, subscribe on this video as well. Love to see what people are leaning towards in general as well. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.